play this tomorrow night. Anyways, welcome everyone to the Late Night Restaurant Show. My co-host is not here today, so standing in for him is Snow on. No, Dominic is not in today. I am tired. I've been traveling all over. I'm in Saskatoon in a lobby here, and I have my music up super loud, and we've got a great guest on tonight. Well, this won't be, well, it is kind of tonight. Maybe not. Well, yeah, maybe in Ontario. But anyways, we have a great show on tonight, and we are excited also to be at the National Restaurant Association show in Chicago at the McCormick Center. God, I hope I said that right. Dominic will grill me. Anyways, we have a great guest on tonight. I'm not kidding you. I'm tired. I've had a long day, and I got 3 more podcasts to do today with some incredible people. So I gotta pipe it up, get some energy, have some coffee, and get ready for great information that you guys all need to know listening to this podcast as you drive or you're hanging out at your gym, hanging out in your apartment downtown Vancouver. But we have a great show. So anyways, I'm going to hit this. We miss Dominic. I really do. I miss my little guy and wish he was here. So anyways, he's in San Diego right now with Sean, hanging out, learning barbecue. And I'm up here in Saskatoon doing lectures, aka working, Dominic. And anyways, let's get started. Kill the music, throw the intro, and let's get this guest in here tonight to talk some crazy stuff about AI. Anyways, here we go. Cheers. Hey, Parsa.
That's some pretty good music. Hey, Jay. Good music. I like it.
Was that good music?
It's good. I liked it. I was jamming out in the green screen.
When he was young. That was Dom when he was young at the end there, eating the burger?
When he was still racing Fast and Furious?
Yes, when he was... Yes, when he was on the Fast and Furious. Yeah, he's a part of that.
I watch movies too. I don't just read books.
Well, Dominic's a pretty celebrity. He's hanging out in San Diego. After traveling from Florida, he's been all over. And next week he's in Thunder Bay. He won't even be with me. You'll miss my little buddy. Anyways, Parsa, let's talk AI. Let's talk about Dyne. I must have told maybe 300 people today about Dyne. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's talk Dyne.
Hopefully all bad things. I mean, we don't need too much praise.
Okay. Let's simplify this because I think a lot of people have no clue. Well, not no clue. Maybe that's a little rough, but I want to simplify this for people. Okay, because I tell it. Can I tell you how I sell your program to people? Not sell.
I mean, I want to be the student. This is good for me.
Want me to tell you? Well, I think there's some weird saying about being the student. Christian said that. Anyways, here's how I explain Dyne to people. It's if you have all these amazing systems in your restaurant right now, from labor to social media to costing tools, POS systems, all those things are manually controlled or inputted, reviewed by humans with the mind of what they know and the experience of what they know. But Parsa comes along with his amazing program Dyne and can bolt AI onto those programs to help use super intelligence to actually maximize those programs to help you save money or make more money in all those areas. So how did I do there, Parsa? Did I do enough for Dyne?
I mean, I sound almost omnipotent here. Like this is it's definitely the extent where we want the AI to be. But really, I think where we think about how we've seen the most success is that this is a space that is heavily impacted by um, changes in the economy, rising inflation, rising food costs, labor costs. It's heavily fragmented. There's many different tools from POS to staffing to marketing to different places. And there isn't that many voices like yourselves who are promoting what the future of the space looks like. And so when we think about where this industry is going in the next 5, 10 years, it's really tricky to see it surviving another type of pandemic without this kind of technological transformation. And so when we think about AI, it's about bringing the hospitality back to, the restaurant industry. So when we think about cases like McDonald's, I'll walk into the store, I'll order my food on the menu prompter, I'll get assigned a number, the number will be called out at the kiosk, I'll pick it up, and I go through the entire interaction without talking to a single person. Mm-hmm. This is almost inhuman. And so what we want to really establish with our tool is that we want to give you the opportunity to spend more time interacting with your customers, doing the portion of the restaurant visits that you actually enjoy. For GMs, that means spending less time in the back office, learning about who's coming to their doors and seeing what demand drivers there are and giving them more chance to go to tables and upsell and talk to customers. For marketers, it's more about understanding better what the customers are looking for to create better content for them that bring people into the doors, the reservations and orders. And for the, owners of the QSR chains and the enterprises, it's about how can they keep a pulse on what's happening at the local store level while also managing their large enterprise at the sort of bird's eye view. And so our platform is really designed to give back time to these folks so that they can drive traffic into their business, they can grow those profit margins and increase the revenues to free up their time in giving back to this.
It's using super intelligence, right? Like it's using AI, which
yeah, I mean, the point that I didn't mention is that we process over 1 billion data points every day to do this.
Okay, whoa! Don't be throwing numbers out without.
I went almost 5 minutes without saying a single number, so I'm pretty proud of that as a tech guy.
1 billion? Did you say
1 billion?
1 billion with a B.
1 billion with a B.
Like I don't even know if there's that many that many data points or touch points. What do you call it?
We call them data points. So think about customer foot traffic. We track that for over 100,000 people's worth in every major city across North America, live every minute. We look at competitors' menu and marketing trends, which are processing over 1.5 million restaurants worth of menu marketing insights. We track every event, demographic, weather pattern, social media trend, and retail and real estate under the sun across the continent. All this sums up to this incredible data set that allows for us to do things like create automated marketing campaigns to optimize price points dynamically to see up to 90 days into the future what that demand looks like, and use that to optimize shift schedules, inventory procurement, and competitor analysis, as well as select new sites for new locations. So it's a really robust offering because it's supported by, one, that data set, and two, it's deeply integrated into all the different pieces of the tech stack from the POS to all the different pieces that restaurants use.
So social media,
labor tools, inventory, loyalty, you name it.
So, okay, we got to get into some numbers here because I think that I know the numbers. I don't know them off heart, but I know there's some substantial numbers when we get into the savings. Now, bottom line, Parsa, I don't know if anyone's hit you with this before. I'm sure it has. Does it grow restaurant sales?
Of course. The simplest numbers that we see is that our average restaurants see between a 500% and 700% increase in their marketing traffic. That translates into 100%. So 5 to 7.
What? Whoa, slow down. 5 to
I'm trying to go slow. I'm speaking, one word at a time here.
Didn't you hear my opening? I'm a little tired, Parsa. So you said 500 to 700% increase
in their marketing traffic, and that translates into a 50 to 70% revenue increase through their business. So 10 points in marketing causes a dollar in sales to come through, and we're seeing 5 to 7x increase in that marketing traffic and reach that causes that 50% increase in the revenue in the door.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
So Parsa, could those programs possibly save restaurants?
They already are.
Do you have like a list, like in the old days where they used to mark like how many things that they have accomplished?
One of the stats we think about is sort of like the generation of system revenue in terms of like how much additional revenue we generated for the industry. And we've only been around for I'd say maybe 18 months at this point,
Yeah.
we've generated well above $20 million of system revenue for this industry. That's, across, I'd say maybe a few hundred customers for the most part. We're at almost 1,000 customers now, but it's been a real big selling point because it works for the SMBs, it works for the mid markets, and now we're in either a pilot or a pipeline discussion with 6 of the top 10 largest restaurant brands worldwide.
So is it a savings or driving sales? Which side is it? Is it the side that you're driving more foot traffic into businesses, getting more
So
efficient?
every business can drive more sales. The bigger businesses are the ones that are actually tracking those bottom line costs. They have
Is
a
anyone
staffing tool, an
maximizing that?
inventory tool,
Is anyone maximizing
maximizing.
driving sales? No one. No one is.
I mean, everyone wants to drive sales, but it's at the cost of every other piece of their business. So if you want to
There's no
increase your revenue,
maximum. You said there's no limit though.
no, I mean, you can increase sales infinitely, but then you want to find a new site for a new location, and then you use Dyne's expand tier to select that site 3 times faster than usual.
Shit, dude, it's incredible.
It's
So,
super.
so what's the biggest challenge? What's the biggest challenge right now for people saying, "Yeah, let's do it"?
I think there's a piece about, we are a business that is fueled by our partnerships. And so we built around 4 dozen partnerships with everyone from POS companies like Square and Lightspeed to staffing companies like Seven Shifts to inventory companies like MarketMan. And one of the things that we've really prided ourselves on is that we can build a new integration in under a week for any client. And so that used to be a drawback is, oh, you don't have the right integration for my business, but
Yeah,
you can get started on Dyne right now for free for 2 weeks without any integration needed. Connect it to your social media, see the immediate impact in your social media traffic, and then
seriously.
talk to our team and plug in your POS, plug in different solutions to get that off the ground.
Can you give us an example, Parsa, what it looks like for social? I want to hear this because I think it's incredible because that's huge.
You sign up.
Social is a mess right now. Trying to figure it out.
So we're really great at understanding what's going on in social because we take into account a few points. One is reviews. Over 90% of us customers will look towards reviews before making a decision to purchase in the restaurant. And we're tracking every review from Google, TripAdvisor, Yelp, the delivery platforms, and more to understand key sentiment insights about the business. How are they doing in terms of ambiance, food quality, service? Creating automatic responses to every review with AI, as well as seeing what are those next best actions for training the team or improving the menu items that can coach my restaurant into becoming a better version of itself.
Really?
That gets combined with brand insights about what are my social media trends, my engagement rate over time, my top 10 posts of all time, and what are the captions and images and interactions that those posts have had that define my brand beyond just the color scheme. And then we train our models on those key brand guidelines to generate new content for your campaigns.
Oh, really?
Ideal image, text, and content timing. Seeing when is the best timing to post based on you and
How
your
accurate is
competitors'
that?
social media.
How accurate is that, Parsa? Like when I have systems myself that says you must post it at this specific time. Can we trust that? Should we
Well,
trust that?
when you're getting a 5x increase in your marketing traffic, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And then it'll plug into your Facebook, your Instagram, your Google. It'll track your Google My Business. One of the things we just released this week, there's this weird thing where customers can go into your Google account and they can change the open hours of your business whenever they like. So all of a sudden, your business's
Oh,
reputation,
say that again. Say that again. Don't.
me and you as customers can go to any restaurant on Google Maps and change their opening hours and open times. We can respond to anything negatively for that business. Restaurants themselves have a difficult time understanding how to put the right content on their websites, their Google business profiles, their social media that ensures that their brand is kept refined. Our
Yeah.
business sees all those points automatically and fixes them without the restaurant have to go and log into every different account and see what's going on. One of the ideas around this data piece is that people will on their own see around 30,000 different data points every day, and they'll forget
Really?
99% of those. We're bringing all that 100 times over into a single tool that keeps everything in one place, so you don't have to track all these points. We're an all-in-one platform, and so this allows for you to get those marketing campaigns created in under 2 minutes to distribute to Facebook, to Instagram, to Google, that connect to your POS, so you can see how dollars spent on marketing relate to dollars earned in revenue.
Really?
and
So
do it
you
all
can
automatically.
show sorry, Parsa.
Go ahead.
You can show an ROI in your marketing
hmm
on
So,
social.
traditionally, consultants that work with restaurants will say, "Oh yeah, we got you this number of clicks, this number of
Yeah.
impressions," and it's
Yeah.
like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means.
No, no,
We
no.
when
I agree.
we plug into the POS and we see exactly what items are being promoted in those campaigns, what dates they're being promoted, what demographics they're promoting to, and that's all attributed to additional revenue to the
Huge.
business
That's huge,
before,
Parsa.
during, and after.
That's huge. And that's all
And
done
it's
through AI.
and it's crazy because it allows for these restaurants to have their own internal marketing person do the work of 5 people, so they don't
Yeah.
need to hire a consulting agency, or they can even enable their consulting agency to do the work of 5 times more people. So all of a sudden, it's more cost effective for them.
Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. So what? So are we looking at more or less mom and paws, independents, franchises, multi locations? Where's people going to benefit the most out of this, or all?
Our sort of bottom line is if you have a Facebook account, you're good to go for the baseline tier for the social media piece, and you're
Mm-hmm.
set to start running. If you have an integrated POS, which usually happens when you're, let's say, at about 500K in revenue per year, you're good to go for all the points about understanding nearby events, foot traffic, competitors, demand
So it's
forecasting,
based on volume,
price optimization.
based on sales volume.
Based on sales volume. And as you get to bigger locations, we actually make it a really sort of refined role-based access so that GMs can give access to their different managers, owners can give access to different regional GMs and franchisees and franchisors, so that you have each person seeing exactly the dashboards that make sense for their business. So me as a owner of 50 chain location, I can see the aggregate across all the 50, but all of my regional GMs can see the access to those 5 locations that they manage and give their team the access to market for each of those.
Do you find the systems that you are plugging into and the more and more information that you gather that you guys are getting more effective?
I think that's par for the course. Of course, more information
Did you
begets
say
more
par for the
insights.
course?
I
You
mean, yeah,
sure
like
you're not a
more
young
data,
guy? You sure
more
you're not a
knowledge.
young genius?
I mean, I guess I read a lot, as you said.
Yeah, you do. We talked about that. Okay.
Yeah.
So it does. It
And so, yeah,
does.
the more data you plug into it, the better it works. That's why we're saying, if you
No,
plug
but
into
from
the
you
POS,
guys,
you can attribute your
you
market.
know, because I actually noticed that you're a little bit smarter about the industry now, but do you find yourself a little bit more educated in the system now that you're learning all these points from AI?
Yeah, I mean, it informs our product direction. So what's really
Yeah.
interesting is seeing, right now we're in a place where we're probably generating like one customer testimonial almost every day. And so that really informs the direction that we want to create our product to go and follow. So, before we used to generate recommendations based on customers' reviews and see next best actions. Now we're
Wow.
getting insights about how to improve the business to attract, live foot traffic from cell phone towers that are in the 2 blocks surrounding us at any given minute. We're doing these new geo-targeted marketing campaigns. We're seeing the ability to connect to distributors and see how we can optimize fleets across large stores and then moving inventory around. So there's this point where our customers are informing us as much as we're informing our customers as to where we should expand into. I think that's as sort of a product-led growth company where we really want to be is that the customers are our north star. They're the guiding force, which leads us to the promised land, so to speak. And so we want to make sure that we're giving back to them as fast as we can. And the best way to do that is through the conversation we've had with the mom and pops, the mid markets, the enterprises, the massive global coffee chains, and do that all in a way to
Hmm.
see that our solution can help the most number of people and ensure that we don't have those pandemic level lows again.
Do you find like there's so many questions, Parsa? What's a common question people are asking you? Do you find before I get into my questions? What do people ask you all the
Common
time?
questions people ask us. For us, it's like, can you post on our socials? Can you run ads? Can optimize price points? And usually the answer is yes. And if not yes, give us a week. So
Oh yeah.
where we find the new thing now is like, um, how can I make sure that I keep staying ahead of my competitors as I'm using this platform?
Yeah.
And there's this interesting thing where we'll take into account any given restaurant on the planet and give you insights on how you can add new items to your menu to compete with them, create marketing campaigns that take away their customers or allow for you to stand in your own niche to uh, improve your market size, not just take away market share. And so this has allowed for our restaurants to really have a bigger bigger lens on the industry, get more insights into what the market looks like around their store, not just in their store, and to see how that changing market overlook impacts their business. And so the key ideas now are, as I want to find sites for new locations, what are the places that have the demographics that match my business? Where can I find the least amount of competition but the highest amount of foot traffic? How can
Yeah.
I use this insight to hire franchisees and franchisors? How can I
Hmm.
enable this to better train my team members so that I can retain talent longer through better shift scheduling, better training, better employee engagement? So there's all these really interesting long-term edge cases that people are freed up to think about because they're not worrying about their day to day because Dyne solves those points. Now Dyne can actually help them with their long-term thoughts too.
Really, I didn't know that. Now, I want to talk about the future because in 18 months, you guys have went from something that you called me one day on to now being everywhere. I hear you guys everywhere now. Where are we going to be in the next 18 with Dyne?
Next 18, I think we'll be across the entire United States.
Yeah.
I think we'll be at the place where I can no longer talk to any given customer that I want because they'll be limited. They don't even know who I am. That's another place we want to get to. I think
Also known
what
as
I'm trying to really
Parsa's getting a Lambo.
no, I think the idea that I'm trying to strive for is like this is a novel idea in this industry. AI is mysterious. It's scary. Our thing is always how can we ensure that we leverage the technology so that we don't automate ourselves and we can keep
Hmm.
the industry growing without losing that human edge. But part of that is helping to instruct people and teach people about what this tech looks like. So if I can
Yeah.
over the next 18 months achieve that ability to achieve that outcome of educating this industry on what AI is, then I will have done my job so that I don't need to be the one who's being the sole person who's the AI guy for the space. And I can take a step back and say, well, let the people sort of to orient themselves for what they want their future to be. So I sort of come to this as hopefully some sort of teacher that with what little I know, and I want to come in also as a student so that I can ensure that I'm giving the right insights back and seeing it come to a place where this idea of technology is no longer a slow mover or a fear factor for restaurants.
Do you find people are getting less feared with it?
I know that over half the industry wants to adopt new AI and automation tech over the next year.
Yeah.
That's an industry stat.
That's well, you see that, right? Like you see less and less people. Well, I don't like even the people that I work with or I've been talking to. They're starting. You can starting to see that curve over to it being a novelty to now being more serious about their business. And I foresee it. I do see you guys going across the United States.
One
Um,
thing that I think about too is like, you guys use like ChatGPT and that uses, let's say, GPT 3.5 or GPT 4. Um, that model that you're using today is the dumbest AI model that you will ever use ever.
okay, well, it's the dumbest. Did you say dumbest?
It's the dumbest AI model that you will ever use ever
Serious?
because the next version that's coming out will be at least 10 times better. And you won't even remember what it was like to use this crappy tool. It'll be like using
Now, is that
hand.
going to end, Parsa? Like when do we get smart enough, or is it infinite?
There is a diminishing curve. So like there's not a linear correlation between like the size of the model and the efficacy of it.
Mhm.
But one thing way to think about it is like what percentage of human tasks does it understand? So right now, it seems like the best of AIs are roughly at a 100 IQ level if they're not prompted in the right direction. Maybe they're at like a 110.
Mhm.
Over the next year and a half, you might see it go up by one standard deviation, so about 15 points. And probably
Yeah.
that's a rate that we'll see going on and on. Now, that being said, the nature by which this technology learns is not the way that people actually operate. It's just trying to understand patterns between data. So there's always a point about if I haven't trained on the data that I am working with, then I don't know what I'm talking about. And so one thing that we're trying to do for this industry is there's a lot of, I would say, glass ceilings that prevent people from exceeding one location or 5 locations or 20
Yeah.
locations. And part of that is a function of a lack of knowledge as to how to scale, and part of that is a function of not having the resources to do so. One place that we want to get to is that can we leverage this tool to be that ceiling shatterer for these businesses who want to grow and give them the ability to become um, at a higher scale while maintaining their current costs, while maintaining their current style
Yeah.
of living, and not overstress them. So that's sort of where I see this going. Is you can probably open up 2 or 3 more stores without any additional hassle if you have 1 or 2 already, because you have this tool to help you out.
Wow. I think it's I think I said this before to you that I think it will save the industry. Do you think it will save the industry?
That's why we're doing it.
Do you want me to get you a little cape when I'm in Chicago?
As long as I can get like a Superman logo on my chest, yeah.
Do you want a super? We'll go get tattoos together.
Superman
Parts, has
logo
anyone
and
got like? Have you booked a
the
tattoo
Batman
time?
mask.
Have you booked a
Tattoo
tattoo time
time?
for Chicago?
I don't have any tattoos. So,
Parsa, I will go with you and we'll get tattoos, buddy. It'll be
oh
like
my
this bro
goodness.
thing that we'll go and get tattoos in Chicago.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have like one side of each side of the heart, like one of these.
I'm always impressed, man. You teach me so much, so I'm very grateful that we connected. It's been almost a year, hey? It's almost been a year.
Oh, I hope not. Hope so. Maybe like 6 months.
No, it's been a little longer. It's been a little longer, Parsa. Come on, come on. You can admit it. I found you.
You
No,
found me in your DMs, yes.
I think I DM'd you, didn't I? Hey, would you mind coming on my
One or the
show?
other, yeah.
Yeah,
One
I
or the
think I
other.
did. I think it was me. Well, it was just I'm fascinated with it, and I think it's so good to know that we have companies like Dyne that's going to go out there and help us in the industry because the profit margins are they're so tight, and they're getting worse, man. And I'm meeting with operators, and they just need that uplift. So hopefully, you can bring a lot of spirits and that
Well, I
lift
think one
spirits
thing
up
too,
and create positive energy.
one thing too that we're really focusing on is how do we enable operators who aren't necessarily the business decision maker in their brand to leverage our tools for their use. So, a lot of our platform is oriented towards, let's say, the marketing person or the operations person. The person is maybe not the financial decision maker for that business, but every person can unlock Dyne's 2 week free trial to try out the tech and see for themselves. And if it helps them, hopefully they can advocate to their boss or their seniors to actually influence across the brand. As we've seen with many of
Yeah,
our larger enterprises, they have pilots working with franchisees or franchisors that are monitoring a particular portion of the industry, and then they're extending that across the larger chain itself. And you're an operator right now who's facing some challenges in the business, I really encourage you to reach out to us because we can help you without having to, increase that budget short term. And hopefully that creates a case study that you can bring to your team to show how we can improve it further.
yeah. I'm blown away by what it can do in the future. I think it's going to be so important. Do you think a lot of restaurants are going to adopt into like it's because you're still going to be in the adoption phase for a few years, no different than meeting restaurants today still that don't have a social presence under control. It will take time, right? It will take time,
I mean,
but
of
it'll be
course,
fast. It seems fast, right? It seems faster though.
it's definitely growing. We're at this really interesting place where we're starting to get into content and starting to get to people coming to us and not just us calling people. And so, right now we have this webinar coming up with Microsoft this week, and within the
Is
first
there a
12
smart
hours,
guy going to be on that?
there's a couple of smart people. We try to invite the restaurant guy to join, but unfortunately he was busy for that event. But hopefully he comes for our June event as a panelist.
I thought I was okay with that. I was okay with that.
No, no, you said you were.
No, I said
What can I
yes.
say?
I
Okay, well,
said
you'll be
yes.
on our June panel. You'll be on our June.
I
And there's a
accepted the
pretty
May one. I said May
it,
9th, right? Was it May 9th?
well, now it's on May 14th. So today's May 9th.
Awesome.
And what's
Well,
really cool about that one is like we're getting interest from the global CIOs of big enterprises. Actually, the founder of the largest coffee chain in the world was actually RSVP for that event. So we're seeing like this really interesting surge from not just the mom and pop we started with, but also the largest players in the space who are continually interested to grow their businesses using the technology and to see that they can increase their value for their customers, increase their own revenues, increase their own traffic, cut their costs at the same time.
really.
Yes, sir.
Well, so how, okay, first of all, one last question. How do people, like, how's it start? So, okay, do the 2 weeks. Oh my God, it's amazing. What happens then, Parsa? what goes on? What do you guys do? You come into my restaurant, or you hack me? What do you do?
We don't hack you. We don't come into your restaurant. It's fully remote. It's a nice software that
Do you
doesn't
like that?
require. Well, I think
Yeah,
one of the challenges the POS companies face is like I got to go to every store and install this. And I got to pay for an installation fee and all these
yeah,
things. We don't charge any installation fees. There's no additional consulting setup. It's all included in the small monthly fee that you're paying. You'll connect with our dedicated customer success team who will guide your hand through the pieces of the platform that might be a little bit more tricky, like setting up the POS integration or connecting your staffing tool. And those are all dedicated people that are sort of ready to help there. And they're all coming from the restaurant industry with 10 plus years of experience in that space and eager to help out. And then from there, it's off to the races. You're going to get weekly reports about how your marketing is performing, how your sales are doing, P&L statements, multi-location,
serious.
sales data, all those pieces combined, and recommendations about how to continually improve your business. Whether that's as simple as responding to a particular poor review, or it's as complicated as creating a new menu bundle and running a campaign for it, or even optimizing your shift schedule for next week based on the event that you didn't realize was going to happen, and reducing the food waste that comes from that as well. It's
It's
really
insane.
a all-in-one attribution loop that circles around and continues to live for itself.
It's insane. Paul Parsa.
It's really fun.
Well, no, well, yeah, because you're helping so many people out. I think it is kind of fun, but thanks again. I'm just impressed all the time, every time. Still can't believe you're what, 2022?
I mean, I turned 14 last week, but
Did
the
you turn
mustache came in
14?
yesterday.
No,
I'm 23.
I'm
Yeah.
still blown away. And you heard that from my team, hearing how smart you are and how you handle yourself in situations. It's impressive, dude. Really, it is. It's awesome watching someone really grow like this. And all the hats off to you. My hats off to you, and all the best, man. And just keep killing it, and keep showing up to my crazy podcast. And wish Dominic was here because he'd probably have smarter questions than I did. But
Well, I think it's something like, we stand on the shoulders of the giants in whose shadows we walk. I think that's the metaphor that I'm trying to go for.
yeah,
This is a real effort of a community that raised this child that we call Dyne, and now it's exceeded its childhood years. It's now sort of into those teenage years, and it's growing and growing and growing, and now it's almost an adult. And I think it's at this place where anybody who wants to get a chance on it is going to see that success, and we're quite proud of that.
yeah. Well, Parsa, thanks again for your time.
Thanks,
Dominic, you
Ashton.
missed one. You missed another one. Missed another one, buddy.
I'll see you in
Um,
Fast and the Furious 11, Dominic. Don't worry.
he's down there with the crew racing cars in San Diego. But
That's
Parsa, all the best, and to everyone else, please listen to more of our late night restaurant shows. Yeah, and we'll go from there. And I gotta hit this button here because I'm in the lobby of a hotel because Parsa said you got to do this at this day.
it.
I
Oh, and
showed up, buddy.
come check us out at the NRA. We're all there for the full thing. So
Yeah,
registration, you can either go online to
we're gonna get tattoos,
dynf.ca.
bud.
We're gonna get tattoos. Come see us at NRA.
We're gonna get tattoos
DYNEFKTV.ca.
because I could
That's
probably
the email.
find a tattoo artist that travels.
I think Margot Robbie does tattoos.
I love it. Anyways, all the best, Partha, and we'll
Thanks so
see you
much.
soon. We'll see you in a few days. Here we go.